This is the Bakelight bbender. It's a 3D printed bbender system. I install it in a inexpensive Chinese-made, non-branded Telecaster guitar. I take off the necks. I add a gloss coat of urethane on the back. I make my own little logo. Bakelight is the name. The guitar in itself, it's a cheap guitar. They're about $100 I spend on them. They're probably made out of the Glary factory, the Forbidden Glary factory. So keep that in mind. The 3D printed system is installed in the back. I router the guitars out. I print out the system. I designed it myself. You can tune the system here with a little thumb wheel. The strap is connected to the shaft right here. That's connected back here to this shaft. There's a decorative cap with a magnet in it that fits over the top. It's just decorative. The string goes in one side of the shaft, wraps around the other, goes over your bridge, and you get a bbender. Like I said, these guitars are very expensive. I charge about $200 to build the system and install it in the guitar. And then I charge another $100 for shipping and reverb insurance, as well as I have to pay taxes when I buy the guitar, and then I have to pay taxes when I sell the guitar. So I really don't make much money on these guys. If you want to experience bbending, this is the cheapest alternative other than palm bender. You can get those they're pretty expensive too. They're around $100 usually for like a Sertano. That would be my other suggestion, would be a palm bender. But if you want the hands-free bbender where you push down on the guitar up here, this is going to be your cheapest alternative to, say, a Forest Lee or a Glasser or something like that. The system is 3D printed. So it's plastic, but it uses ball bearings. So most of the tension is put on the ball bearings. I've changed the design over the years, and I've added more metal parts to augment the plastic. I can't guarantee how long the system will last. You know, I try to keep the guitar super affordable. I know $400 is hard right now for most people, but I try to design it to last. So that's about it. That's the Bakelight bbender. Let's see, what else? I've had customers replace the neck. I have had some customers that were upset with this neck, with these style necks, for whatever reason. I've had some people say that they just didn't like the frets. I've had some people say when they play full chords and they press down on the neck that it detunes all the strings. I don't really have that issue. So another thing is you can't adjust the tension on the strap. So I have to pull pretty hard, and that tension is set. I built the system where you cannot mess with that unless you take it all apart, and it's kind of tricky to assemble it. Like I said, I built it to last, and all the parts fit very tightly, and a lot of the parts are glued together. It can be maintained, but I wouldn't suggest this guitar if you're not a tinkerer. It's really made for people who don't have the money to spend on a brand name all metal construction setup. I mean, it's plastic, so sometimes I've had some creaking sounds in these, some little creaking sounds from the cavities. I try to make sure I lube everything up. Sometimes there's a squeaking where the string runs over the bridge right here, and I just take a little bit of grease and I just barely dab a little bit on, and that usually lasts quite a while through several sets of strings. But it's something you might want to do every time you replace the string. Replacement's easy. It just goes in this shaft and then out the other. If you look here, there's a washer glued onto the shaft. That's so the magnetic cap will fit to it. But if you look deeper, there's a screw in there, and that screw goes all the way through this plastic shaft into the back, and that sort of adds some extra strength to the plastic shaft coming through there. I'll play a couple more for you. Let's see. Another thing is every one of these guitars that I get usually has some fret issues up here on the upper frets. So what I do is I take a file and I file down these frets, usually from here up. And when you receive this guitar, you'll see that the frets are a little flat. I don't crown. I don't mess with crowning because I'm not good at it. So that comes with the price of the guitar. I try to keep it at a lower price because of things like this. You might have to get some of these frets finished off by a professional if you're really picky about your frets. Otherwise, there is no buzzing, and the fret height is fairly low. There is no buzzing, and to show that there's no buzzing in its current state, I'm going to play every note on this guitar. Let me go over the first string again because I kind of messed up before. So there is no buzzing. It seems to be pretty good. I've been playing this guitar quite a bit through this video, and as you can tell, forgive me for my playing. I had an injury a couple years ago. I severed my ulnar nerve, so I can only play with 2 fingers like Django Reinhardt. So it's hard for me to do any complex chords or anything. But I think you guys get the idea. I've been playing it here for quite a bit. It hasn't really been losing tune or anything. Everything stops where it should. There's not much travel in the strap here. Maybe a 1/4 inch. I don't know if you can see that. The rear, the hole where all the strings go through in the back, I drill it out with a 2mm hole, so that way the string doesn't touch back here on this back plate at all. The string goes from its starting point up here and it hits the bridge, or the saddle, sorry. So... let me just play something else to show you guys it doesn't just bbend, it's... I just put a little weight on it just then. So I had put a little weight on it and didn't realize it, and it had bent the note a little bit. That's another thing. Like I said, the tension is not adjustable. If you take it apart, you could put a different spring or anything or something in it, but I've spent a year trying to get the right spring tension on these, trying to find the right spring, and this is as close as I can get. Now, sometimes the guitar does not want to return fully back into tune. This guitar does, though. But if it kind of catches on your shirt, or if you don't actually take this hand and bend it back all the way, sometimes it kind of gets stuck 95% of the way. Well, that's about it. Thank you for tuning in. One more thing. The finish on these guitars is not very good. Like I said, the guitar is a $100 guitar, so you're gonna get the quality of a $100 guitar here with a bbender added. Everything's upgradable, obviously. You can get better electronics. You can get better, like I would suggest replacing this saddle with a brass saddle or something, something that might have some self-lubricating qualities, because like I said, sometimes you'll get some squeaking from that. I guess that's about it. The finish isn't great. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The finish isn't great. It has all these little surface scratches. I have a microfiber cloth, and if I wipe this down with the microfiber cloth, there will be scratches all over it. And I even have a guitar polish spray. I think what's happening is they're just not giving it a very good quality clear coat. The paint looks fine, but the clear coat just isn't that great. So expect this guitar to scratch like crazy over time. You know, it's not a brand name Fender. It's far from it. It's far from a Squire even. So keep that in mind if you consider purchasing this guitar, and I hope you do consider it. Like I said, I don't make too much money on these. It's kind of a lot of hassle actually for what it is. But maybe I can spread the bee-bending love. If you're interested in bee-bending, this would be a good alternative. Thank y'all.